Here's what you get with your model: the canopy, the pilot, and the airplane full of a bunch of little parts. You're going to need a X-Acto knife to put it together. First, I'm going to show you what we're dealing with as far as the plastic goes. It's not fragile, it's very strong. You can do it's very flexible. In fact, I'll take this little piece here that's only 50 thousandths of an inch thick, and I'll just show you what you can do with it. And eventually I'll get it to break here. I'll go all the way around. It's still not broken. I could bring it back at that point, but I'm going to take it around and push it together, and it's finally going to crack a little bit on here. So it's pretty durable. To start, we got to get these pieces out of the cockpit. First of all, we're going to take out the three nose propellers, and they're sort of stuck on the instrument panel here. I'm going to just take the three off the instrument panel there, and then I'm going to go back in here, and they're right on the side of the fuselage here, and they'll sort of just dump out now, hopefully. It's still stuck in there. There we go. There's your three nose props. Now I'm going to try and get the door out, and it's still held in there on these two pivots down inside here. And I'm going to cut these little U's off. I'll show you a little better later. There. And there. And that's going to let me squeeze the door together at the back and take it out like that. Now I've got a bunch of little propellers and a nose gear left in here. And I'm going to start taking them off by just taking the nose gear off the instrument panel there. That's the nose gear. Now I get a bunch of props that I can just start cutting off on the end of their little attach points. And then this door won't open until you cut this little stop there. Now the door opens, and you'll see two more props in the middle, which again you can cut out here, and now you have all the pieces. And that door this door actually comes off if you want to unsnap it, but you can, it gets just snapped back on there. Okay, so now we got all these little pieces, and you can see a propeller, this main propeller here. All the propellers have a little D-shaped knob at the end. It's got a flat on one surface, and then it's round on the rest. And even the little props are the same as the big props. They're just scaled down. What you want to do is you want to slice the little runner part off right close to the end there, and you can do it here at the tip too. It's easier to do on a surface. You can just cut it off, and you can do that on all your props right near the end of the D. And if there's anything on the tip, you can take them off. Oops, just not titting it. There we go. This landing gear has the same little tit at the end, and I'm going to just cut it off flush. These little props, you got to be just a little more careful. You want to just make sure you trim it at the end of the little knob. There you go. Some of the props may have the die may not have completely covered it, so you get a little white section. Nothing we can do about that. But there are two spare blades. Actually, there might be more than that. There are four there. It looks like there's. Okay, now we can just do a rough trim to start with. Get them off here, and then make a fine trim later. And now I can just get the little, if you don't take these tits off, the props won't go in the hole all the way. There's four. That one's okay. That's okay. Okay, there you have it. There's 6. That's it. There, I just retrieved the prop that went flying. It went to the floor. Now we got 14 little blades, I believe. There's 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 14. We only need 12. So there's 2 extra, and there's 3 front engines. So there's 1 extra in the nose gear. Here's the canopy. It's not precisely clear, but I'm told you can polish this out, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to assemble it. It's got a lip around the edge of it here, all the way around, which holds it in place once you put it in from the bottom. Just take it and push it in from the bottom here. Just going to take some fooling around. Oops, I even got it backwards. There we go. You put the, try to get it in, get one side in place, and then just push the other side up until it's, there, it snapped in. Then we're going to take the door and the pilot, put the pilot on its pins, and it's got to be seated all the way down there. You might have to clean that hole out a little bit, but this one didn't need it. And I got to just put his heels on the little 2 pins there. Then we can put the door back on. There we go. Now this pilot and door goes in. You can just put one side on its pin and then sort of squeeze it over, get the other side on its pin, and then there's a pretty snap that holds it shut, and that's it. This door now can be opened, and rather than prying at the front with your fingernails, you can push it here at the back and it pops open. That's the easiest way to open the door. And then it opens to a hover position, and then further goes down to the entry position. So it actually all works. Here I have the 14 small blades. I'm going to sort them by their rotation direction. Should have 6 in one pile and 8 in the other pile. There's one. I'm gonna. There we go. That's the other hand. Wow, that worked. 6 and 8. So these are the counterclockwise when viewed from the front, and these are the clockwise when viewed from the front. Now for the prop installation. It takes a little mastery of this. Here we have a nose prop that's going to go in. You should distinguish them by the straight leading edge and the curved trailing edge. So you want to put the leading edge forward, obviously, and they are pretty fragile, so you have to grip them near the spigot end. So I always grip it the same way whenever I put them in. I put the leading edge on the top here, and I grab it near the spigot. The D, the flat part of the D, will then be on the bottom, on this side, and that is going to go in the flat part of the hole you're putting it in. So the easiest way to line that up is to get it close and then wiggle it a bit until you get it started, and then you just slide it the rest of the way in, holding close to the spigot. If you're out here, you're going to bend the prop. So that one went in like that. Here's the next one, straight leading edge. Put the flat part of the D. I'm rotating till I feel it go in, and then I push it straight in. So, and once they're in, they're in there pretty good. The other thing about the little props is some are clockwise rotation and some are counterclockwise rotation. You want to put the props in so that the blades go counterclockwise on the right side of the airplane when you're looking from the front, and they go clockwise on the left side of the aircraft when you're looking from the front of the aircraft. That's so that the thrust from the propeller blades counteracts the wingtip vortices to some extent. In any case, so this one's going to have the leading edge forward. I've got the blade that's going to rotate counterclockwise. This is going to be, I was trying to show you part way in there. It's part way in, and now I'm going to push it all the way in. And these ones are a little harder to get in, but again, once they go in, you wiggle them, and you just wiggle them and push, and there it's in, and you can actually push and straighten it afterwards. Now I'm going to find another blade that matches that rotation. That looks like one, and rotate it till it starts, and then wiggle it in. There we go. So there we got one. So now I've got it sorted out. I've got my clockwise when viewed from the front propellers on the left side of the airplane, and I've got my counterclockwise propellers when viewed from the front on the right hand side of the airplane, and the nose propeller is a counterclockwise when viewed from the front. We have spare blades for the counterclockwise when viewed from the front little prop there, and one for the nose, and here's your nose gear, which just slides in its hole, and now we're done. That's hover position, boarding position, with the door open. And a little snap holds it there. And again, if these propellers get loose at all, you just have a little, take a toothpick and put a little dot of crazy glue on the toothpick and put the crazy glue in the hole there, and then slide your prop in, it'll stay.